Good evening, everyone, and welcome to week 3 of SME. I hope you're having a terrific week and enjoying the course so far. Tonight, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the 2 assignments that you have due this week, the discussion board and the publication. So for the discussion board assignment, you're going to do something very similar to what you've done for the past 2 weeks. You're going to set up 2 new social media profiles. One is a YouTube channel. You're going to post a link to your channel. And then the second is an Instagram profile that you can use specifically for your journalistic work. So a professional Instagram profile. And then you're going to post a link to your Instagram profile. Please be sure that you are completely filling out your profiles with profile pictures, background images. You're putting in a short bio so people know why they should follow you, and you're putting a link to your website in your bio. Then, once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and draft a separate social media post for each platform to promote what you plan on doing for either your capstone project or the specific publication you're writing this week. It's your choice which one you want to do in your promotional draft post. So when you do this, I want you to remember that because YouTube is a video-based platform, you need to include in your draft post a brief description of the video that you'll be posting so that your classmates and I can tell whether the description that you're putting of your video and the title you're putting for your video actually fits the content of your video. Additionally, for Instagram, you have to go ahead and post a description, just a brief description of the photo you'll be posting, as well as the caption and hashtags that you'll be posting to promote your work. Please make sure that in your Instagram description, you have something that says link in bio, like click on link in bio. Because you can't put active URLs in your Instagram caption, so you have to direct people to the link to your website that's in your bio. So that's your initial post. If you already have the video or photo completed, then you can just embed those in your discussion board post, and that's fine. But I recognize that by Wednesday night, when this is due, you're unlikely to have that, which is why I say post a description. And then your response post is due on Sunday night, and you need to give one classmate 2 separate suggestions. One suggestion relating to either their YouTube profile or their YouTube post, and one suggestion relating to either their Instagram profile or their Instagram post. Just like you've been doing for the past 2 weeks. And of course, because this assignment is similarly structured as the past 2 weeks assignments, you have the same rubric. So please be sure to take a look at the feedback you received on the week 1 and week 2 discussion board assignment so that you can make any necessary adjustments and make sure that you're getting a high grade on the week 3 discussion board. With that said, I'll go ahead and turn my attention to your week 3 publication. Now, this is the publication that I warned you about on day 1 of the class when I sent you that welcome email. This is the one that requires you to get an on-camera interview with an expert. So what you're going to want to do is select any topic related to your capstone project, but make sure it's something that you would cite to an expert on, and then interview an expert in the field. So an expert is someone who has 10 years or more of experience in the field and who has an advanced degree in the field. And you want to make sure that you get a 2 to 3 minute long interview. As you know from the YouTube tutorial this week, 2 to 3 minutes is the ideal time for your video, so you do not want it to be shorter or longer than that. If you go within about 10 seconds of either 2 minutes or 3 minutes, I'll give you full credit. If you go any longer or shorter than that, please expect a point deduction on your assignment, because that shows me you're not paying attention to the tutorial on how long YouTube videos should be in order to maximize your engagement with your followers. Now, with that said, you do want to make sure that when you edit your video, you use the principles of video reporting that Professor Jeff Sharon taught you about. So that means I should not see any jump cuts at all. You should have B-roll in this video. If you would like to appear on the video, you may. If you don't want to, then you don't have to. You must embed your video onto your website after posting it on YouTube. That way it's available on the social media platform that is YouTube, but it also plays automatically for people who visit your website in case they don't find it on YouTube. And then you need to write an article to accompany that video. And in your article, you of course need to include lots of hyperlinks to supporting evidence, just like you've had to do for the previous 2 weeks in your publications. But you also need to include a hyperlink to at least one Instagram source. It can be either an Instagram profile, such as if your expert has an Instagram profile, or if you mention a business or a university that has an Instagram profile. Or it can be a specific Instagram post, such as if there's a certain hashtag that relates to your capstone project and you find an on-topic post about it. Feel free to link to that if it works with what you're writing in your article. Just please make sure that the link you provide me with takes me directly to something on Instagram.com and does not take me to some sort of outside third-party article or anything like that. Because if it does, I'm not going to be able to give you credit for having an Instagram source embedded into your article via hyperlink. And then you'll lose 10 points on your assignment, which I know none of you want. So please be careful about that. So as I mentioned, the expert that you have to interview on camera this week should have an advanced degree in the field, should have at least 10 years of experience in the field, and cannot be a close friend or relative of yours. So please be sure that you are actually going out into the world and making new contacts, because those are the people who are going to be most helpful for you for your capstone project and just your journalistic career in general. Now, one thing I will tell you, having worked in broadcasting for a while, is that the 11 o'clock nightly news comes on at 11 o'clock every night, regardless of whether I got to interview the person I wanted to or not. And as a reporter, it doesn't matter if I got to interview the person I wanted to or not. My editor and my producer need an on-camera interview with someone who can speak intelligently on the topic and be counted as an expert, come hell or high water, essentially. So with that said, I am very strict on this assignment. If you can't find an expert interviewee, you've had 3 weeks, because I notified all of you on the first day of class about this assignment. You're not getting an extension just because you have trouble finding an expert interviewee. Similarly, if you schedule your interview with the expert that you did find for Friday afternoon or Sunday afternoon and they cancel at the last second, which has happened to many students, you're not getting an extension on this assignment because you didn't give yourself enough time. So I encourage you, reach out to multiple people. If you have not already started this process, you need to start now. You need to get on the phone, you need to get on email, you need to reach out to multiple people respectfully, and you need to ask to interview them. You should set up a primary interview and a backup interview. Neither of those should be on Saturday or Sunday, because if anything falls through, you want to have those 2 days to get another interview and to scramble and to figure it out. So please make sure that you plan ahead for this assignment. That's going to be imperative, because you will not be given extensions on this, because Full Sail is all about a real world education. So in order to provide you with that, it means I have to be strict, but it'll be a good lesson, and it's something that honestly employers expect out of Full Sail graduates. They expect that you know that kind of thing. Now, with that said, a few basics about the article that you write to accompany your interview with an expert. Please be sure to start your article with a headline. Also, make sure your article is at least 400 words. You are a journalist, so you want to make sure that your article shows some deep investigative kind of research and at least goes more than just scratching the surface of a topic. Also, be sure to write from an objective third-person perspective. No using the first person. Additionally, you'll see when you fill out your submission form that you need to promote your article on 5 different social media platforms. They're the 5 that we've studied thus far. So that includes Instagram, which we're studying this week, as well as Reddit and LinkedIn that we studied last week, and Twitter and Facebook that we studied in week 1. You don't need to do a separate promotion for YouTube because you're posting your video on YouTube, and when you post it, you have to put a title, a description, and put the appropriate tags on there. Please make sure when you promote your article on each social media platform that you are showing that you understand the principles we've talked about how to engage an audience on each social media platform. You should not have any identical posts on any social media platforms. And you should have the ideal number of characters and hashtags and everything like that on each social media platform. Your rubric for this week's publication is here. So it's actually the same rubric that you've had for the past few weeks. So you will see that you need that video embedded into your website and playing, and make sure that it's formatted in a size that works well for your website, so you get credit for those technical aspects, as well as having all those hyperlinks to supporting evidence throughout your article, including one Instagram source, which leads us into our social media elements, posting your video on YouTube, filling out the title and description and tags, having the Instagram source in your article, and promoting your article on all 5 required social media platforms. Journalism and structure to make sure you're telling an in-depth story and that you're giving your audience helpful information, and spelling and grammar to make sure you're proofreading very carefully. Of course, if you have any questions at all throughout the week about these assignments, please feel free to let me know. For example, if you need help brainstorming which experts would be best for you to reach out to and where you can find relevant experts, please feel free to let me know. I'm happy to talk that through with you. Give me a call, shoot me an email, let me know how I can best assist you. That's what I'm here for. I can't literally do the homework for you, but I can talk you through the elements that get you there. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you need me. And finally, thank you so much for joining our GoToMeeting session this evening. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a terrific night. Enjoy your week.